Okay, everybody, we are live for episode 6 of the Seattle Comedy with Sage Cameron podcast. It is March 7th. It's my birthday, bitch, and I'm here with another fellow birthday bitch.
Nicole
Ruiz, right?
Ruiz. Nicole Ruiz.
Oh, damn it. I thought I had it right, and I've been telling everyone that's your last name, and I'm like...
because I feel like such an asshole when I correct people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me feel like kind of like pretentious. And I'm like, it's actually Ruiz. But, you know, you can't expect people to... You know, it's just like, it's kind of arbitrary almost.
Yeah, it almost doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, kind of... Okay, cool.
It really doesn't. I think it's like more like when you're young, certain things get put in your head, and then regardless of how important it is or how much you believe it, you just stick with it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I'm intentionally, but it's latched in there.
Yeah.
Is that funny?
I think that's kind of funny. I think that's kind of honest. Mm-hmm. And actually, dude, let's talk about that. Okay. So what's a thought then? What's another like childhood thought that you like, you are aware it's a mantra that's always repeating in your head and driving you, but like you said, it's kind of arbitrary, right? But you notice it. Do you have things like that in your life, like mantras that repeat, or ways you conduct yourself that you're like, damn, this is just me, you know? Yeah,
I was trying to think of another example, but I'm just going to give you a really horrible one I just remembered about.
Go for it.
My dad used to always say, don't sweat the petty stuff, pet the sweaty stuff. So, yeah, that's probably...
Pet the sweaty stuff? What the fuck?
I know. He drank a lot. So, but I know people are always really disturbed when they hear that. But anyways, that pops in my head a lot.
My fucking mom she loves saying this one to me just because she knows I hate it and it makes me cringe. She'll be like, yeah, Sage, I don't know what to tell you. That's just how the pickle squirts.
Ew.
I know. I'm like, this bitch,
That's awful.
Dude. It's horrible. She
That's
knows.
disgusting.
Well, this is the thing, too. She starts smiling.
Ew.
And she gets into this, like, annoying little attitude where she'll be giggling and she'll just rattle off all of these little things. And when I was a little kid, she used to do that shit to me all the time too. Be a little instigator, kind of antagonistic, but in a fun, playful way.
Yeah.
You know? So I've been trying to refine that with my mom a lot. Like, one of the mantras we'll always say and repeat is like, you know what? God bless America and nobody else. You know, that's one we'll do like sardonically, right?
Oh my God.
But then we'll start tagging it up more. And as I started doing stand-up, now we'll just go into monologues about it. I'll be like, and no one else, except the holy state of Israel, of course. We all love them. And you want to know why? Because they have a rainbow on their flag, God damn it. Genocide, sure, but come on, there's a rainbow on the flag.
Well, if there's a rainbow on the flag...
Yeah.
How could they be bad people?
If we audibly say we care about people that are under the rainbow umbrella, then that means it's so. That's how it works, Nicole. I'm not sure if you are familiar with this earth or how it works. Yeah.
Well, really, anytime you have to advertise anything, it's because you're just like really like secure in it, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like you're trying to prove something, you know?
Yeah, and like if you reach out in like good faith, you know, like you do that sort of thing and then they don't respond, I'm sure that's like coming from a really good holistic place. Like they have their heart is in the right place. They want to talk to Sage, they just can't because they understand the gravity the name Sage Cameron carries. Yeah. And I see that and I love you, you know?
All of a sudden I feel like a girl dumped you. With that last one.
A girl did dump me. Do you want to hear about my last breakup? Okay. I'm going to call her out. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to
use a fake name.
Use a fake name?
Yeah.
Aubrey.
Okay, cool.
Her name was Aubrey. And I met Aubrey on Hinge, and she was really fucking cute. She had like cute glasses, cute smile. She was from Texas, Austin too. And that's when I started watching Kill Tony. So I was like, oh, okay. And then we met at the Jewel Box Cafe in Northgate. Have you been there before?
Jewel Box Cafe in Northgate.
It's in the most gentrified part of Northgate, right by the station and the movie theater. But they have great crepes and coffee. And I'm trying to think what I remember most about it. I remember after I parked, I was walking up there, because I've gone on dates enough now where I don't really get nervous, but I'm like, fuck, here we go, you know? But I was thinking to myself, I'm like, please don't be a catfish, bro. Like, I'm gonna be so mad if I walk up and this bitch is like, you know, 270, you know, and just like not anything like her profile says. And this wonderful bitch is sitting outside in the front. It's like 45 degrees. She has like a white cardigan on, her glasses, she's wearing the necklace. Oh my God. And she was reading a book. Dude, oh my God. I was just instantly like cheesing when I came around her. And then, yeah, we got our coffee. We kind of talked a little bit. I'd say we were hitting it off. And then we decided, hey, let's keep hanging out. Let's take the light rail into Cap Hill, you know? And on the light rail, on the way up the escalator, I just went in for the kiss, bro. I didn't even...
Dang!
Yeah! Because I'm one of those cucks, those soy boy beta cucks that's always like, oh God, I gotta ask her if I can kiss her. Oh man, how am I gonna make this moment so romantic? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that in there, it was just like, oh no, fuck it, man, I don't care. Like, this is right. And then
Did she kiss you back?
Oh yeah. And
hell yeah.
She was never much of a talker, you know, which for me that's just not super compatible. You know, like I need someone that can fan my flames a little bit more. But she did this thing where after I kissed her, she went back in for another kiss, and then she looked away, and just you could see her smiling and stirring, and you could just feel the energy like that. Oh God, that was so precious. But then we went to Cap Hill. We talked a bit. And we had such an amazing talk, too. It was just like we talked about our goals and what we were, like, looking for. And we were both like, I remember at the end of the day, we were like, yeah, you know, we're probably not going to date for a long time, but I'm happy to, you know, let it rock for a while. And that's what we did. And then I started kind of doing stand-up more and more and more and more and more. And it got to the point where whenever I was taking a day off to go be with Aubrey, oh my fucking God, all I could think about is the 2 to 3 mics I was missing. I was like, I cannot be doing this, you know? And it was like this weird mania thing, too, because I was on Lexapro at that point hard.
Oh, shit.
So I was, like, cycling like a motherfucker. But I have a joke now that's my cock ring bit. Have you heard that one?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, shit, dude. I worked this bit for probably 2 months before it came to be what it is now. But the joke is, I got dumped a couple months ago, and I'm referring to Aubrey. And I'm like, yeah, you know how that goes. You go to her place, she's there with a box of your shit. And then at first, I would just talk about what's in the box, but then I would, like, I've started to really, like, how can I bring honesty and, like, storytelling into this, right? So I'm like, and it wasn't just a box, you guys. This was the Tyler, the Creator, Golf LaFleur, like, shoe box. This was a meaningful box. So when I gave it to her, there's a reason I gave her that box, you know? And then I talk about what was in the box. It was this prophetic, meaningful, purple. It was a cock ring. There's a cock ring in the box that I got for her. I bought it with my money. She was there. It's not about the cock ring. We never used it. It's about the sentimentality of the ring. Come on, you know?
Yeah, I like that. Just I want you to keep building up more and more how important it is before you reveal that it's a cock ring, because it's so stupid.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, but then, she gave me the box back with my cock ring and stuff. I cried.
Oh, so, this is true.
This is actually true. No, this is dead ass, like 1,000%, like, true. I remember crying and then being like, okay, no, thank you for shooting straight with me, and like,
oh my God,
I'll see you around.
That sounds so fucking funny to see a person crying with a cock ring in their hand.
I had the box, so I don't think, maybe I didn't even have the box in my hand, but the box definitely wasn't open at that point. I did not know yet that the cock ring was in there.
Oh, okay.
So when I got to my car and I opened it, I was like, oh my fucking God, the cock ring was there. There was like some body massage oil. Because I told her, this is another part I feel shitty about. I was like, oh yeah, I would love to give you a massage and all this. Because that's been something I've done in past relationships. It's like amazing. But I just never did. You know, I never used the lotion. You know, I would come home after like hitting 2 mics, be exhausted, and then just like pass out on her, you know, while she's holding me. Which was like amazing for me. But it's like, hey dude, there's another human being on the other end of this relationship that also has needs, you know? Yeah. And I was so like, not in that mindset. And I was so gung-ho about, oh yeah, this is not a rebound. Like, I genuinely like this person, which I did. But I was like, this is not a rebound in any way. And, oh my God. I'm such an idiot, dude, for that one.
How long were you dating your ex?
3 months, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's a short thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Good sex. Really good sex.
That's nice. Yeah, cock ring. No. I mean, not
no cock ring.
Not the cock ring.
No cock ring. Okay, here's the thing. I have bought like 3 cock rings in my life with different partners. I have never, not once, used a cock ring. And it's not like I have this intention, like I don't want to use the thing. It just hasn't happened. So.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever used one of those either. But one time I did accidentally bruise a guy's dick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just, I'm a passionate lover, you know?
Yeah, it can happen, you know?
Those things are sensitive.
Now let me ask you this. In that situation where you bruised this man's dick, or this person's dick, was there malice in the air?
No, of course not.
No? Okay, good. Then that's
there was a lot of stuff in the air, but not malice.
What was in the air?
Various fumes, probably some bacteria.
Fresh paint.
Fresh paint.
Yeah.
Ew.
That's an
Is that a euphemism?
No, that's an ode to Quinn Fitzgerald's joke about like painting walls and then getting high off the fumes.
Oh. I love the smell of paint. I'm down for that shit.
Have you done that before, like huffed paint?
Huff paint? No.
I'm trying to think.
I've done a whippet though.
Oh, you have?
I don't think, actually I was trying to use this as a joke, but like I don't think I can keep saying that I experimented with a drug if I can't even count how many times I did it. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't recommend whippets. It was fun the first time, you know, but just not even once really. It's just killing brain cells. It's not even like I think like truthfully I think it's not a big deal if you have alcohol once. You know what I mean? But other things I think do hurt you the first time. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Which I think alcohol probably does hurt you a little bit the first time for sure.
But we'll take that one on the chin. But that's
your body's pretty resilient and can process it because it's of the earth. You know?
Yeah, well, and also, dude, if you are an alcoholic, like, your body is so attuned to working through that alcohol. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, it fucks up 90% of your body or whatever, but in another weird way, it's your body's kicking ass, dude. Like, holding it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's incredible that the human body can do that. Like, because you went to that AA meeting with me today, and it's, like, the first AA meeting I went to, I was like, holy shit, how lucky I am to have the nightmares I do. Because when you hear these people share stories, it's like, yeah, I was drinking 2 bottles before noon, and then, I'd go into the office. I was a corporate, like, lawyer.
Oh my God.
And, and then I would drink a bottle of fucking vodka.
Say their first and last name.
No,
I'm just joking.
I totally riffed that. But, that's the type of shit they're on. Yeah. So, like, there's always going to be that dimension when you're in AA where you can compare yourself to others. And people say, oh, comparison is the thief of joy. Dude, fuck that shit, dude. We're in the stand-up, immediate feedback, you know?
Yeah.
Like, immediate feedback. So to hear people's stories, their plight, their struggles, that drives me. So it's so easy to stay sober. And also, I'm on lithium. I can't do that, bro. Like, that would fuck me up. But, like, when I was at Flight Path, there was a shot that was on the stool. And I was like, dude, if I wasn't sober, I'd totally just fucking shoot that for a bit or whatever. And I picked it up, I smelt it, and people are like, oh, shoot it. I'm like, nah, dude, I've been sober for 3 weeks. And then they're like, oh, shoot it. I'm like, oh, you guys, I'm going to fucking kill you. I will kill you. I should have thrown it at them.
I just did that, like, I want to say, like, 2 weeks ago. I went to go do karaoke with coworkers. And it was hella fun. But we were talking about, you know, it's like 1 or 2 drinks, not a big deal. But then once you have that in your system, it's just like chug, 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 because it's so fun. You get excited. But yeah, so I was in that mode. I was already like a bit tipsy, to put it nicely. And someone had left their shot unattended on the counter.
Oh,
you know, there could have been shit in there, but
you were goblin mode. But
I picked it up and started drinking it, and like, dude, there's something wrong with me to feel like no shame, you know, because then the guy comes up and he's like, hey, that's mine. And I'm like, oh, sorry, you shouldn't leave your drink unattended. And
really, dude? Yeah. That is mania, bro.
But he was nice.
That's beautiful.
I'm not manic.
No, but that's like what I feel like when
I think I have, what's it called? It's called, hypomania, so it's not actual mania, like I'm not bipolar, but I get into those modes where like if I start like that's why I'm kind of like an all or nothing person. Like I'm a binger, so like I can't, if I just do a little bit of work or whatever, I never get momentum, but if I can like really get into it, oh my god, I can just go forever.
You're a wholehearted person.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. It's like anything that you're like involved in or focused in, you have to put your whole heart, and it's not like, you know, this thing where you're like consciously doing it, but it's who you are. You're compelled within.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think that I used to believe in free will, but I'm not sure I do so much anymore.
Right. No, dude, and with the alcohol thing, like what you were saying, I mean, I'm the same way, dude. Like I did dry January, and my mindset was, it's going to be a long year. I'm doing 300 sets. Let's start it off dry. And then February is going to be so fun. Are you kidding me? And February was fun, but dude, I was drinking like 1 or 2, maybe 3 every night. And it was just like, I could not, but if I ever went to 3, I'd overdo it. And I had, dude, there was one night I went to Comedy Bar, and holy shit, man, it was with Alexa Hansen, Aviv, Ryle Smith was in the room. He wasn't there, but I had like 4 or 5 shots, and I was just fucking gonzo. And Aviv, being this man he was, I drove, and there was no way I could drive home. He drove home, and he let me crash in his basement. And then the next fucking morning, bro, I woke up, I had dried vomit on my overalls and stuff.
Oh, no.
I was about to be late to work. I went in, and when I got to work, I'm like sweating, dry heaving over this fucking trash can, dried vomit here, didn't brush my teeth, nothing, just like shit. My CEO walks over to me. He's like, Jesus, man, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm here on time, aren't I? Do you see the dried vomit? And he's like, dude, you're gonna make it. And he shook my hand.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then when I quit that job, I sent that CEO and my manager mania, like a storybook resignation letter, where I just put everything out on Front Street. I was incredibly candid. I was trying to give them feedback they could use, but I was also like a little jaded, you know, and like was like going for the throat. But yeah, my manager there was just like way too awful. It's really unfortunate too, because that job had so much slack. Like you could do whatever you want. I was there and I'd be writing jokes for 5 hours. Like I would have 5 hours of time where I'm just like listening to Spotify, listening to YouTube, writing jokes, you know. But my manager was just such a micromanaging bitch. It was unbelievable. I mean, I remember there's one time I came in late. It was like the 3rd time I came in late, but I came in like maybe 10 to 15 minutes late, and she brought me into her office and she's like, I'm sending you home for today because you clearly aren't taking this seriously, you know. And she like was trying to big dog me, and I'm like, dude, you are not a dog that I want to be involved with in any regard. Like I want nothing to do with you. So what I said in the email is, I was like, hey manager, I just want to let you know I've been in the workforce for about 12 years at this point. You know, I've seen a lot of different leadership styles. There's managers that are terrible people but great managers, and then there's great people that are terrible managers. And I said, manager, I don't know you on a personal level. Any interaction I had with you where you were in a pleasant mood, I found you candid, I found you funny, you know. But when I fucked up, you were the devil. I mean, I feared retribution for what you would say to me whenever I fucked up. And I'm not gonna stick. I know what I want with my life. I'm gonna go be a stand-up comedian. I'll be damned if I stay here and let you bring me down. And I basically left it at that. And I was like, I know this is like very arrhythmic and weird, but I hope you can find some rhyme or reason to what I'm saying.
That's funny.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense that employers or they expect you to be on time, but the corrective measures of
draconian
anger doesn't really help. That just bums me out. I'll tend to be really bummed out and eventually quit if they're like that. But yeah.
Well, and it's the culture that it creates too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the only one that felt that way.
Oh, like you have to walk on eggshells.
Oh my God. The amount of gaslighting that every single employee is forced to do to her, you know, like they have to. If you don't gaslight her, she will destroy you. or she will make you feel like a piece of shit, like shame you, belittle you. I mean, she is horrible.
Yeah, that's not good if you're afraid to fail.
And I feel bad for her, man, because, like, again, whenever I would talk to her, like, on a human level, she was a really cool person. So she must have been fighting some demons. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I miss all my coworkers, too. They were all pretty cool. And they got I have no idea what happened after I sent that letter, but I sent that letter to every single employee. I had their phone number, just to, in the mode of transparency, because that's what I'm about. People will say, oh, it's not professional to bring in the crowd. It's like, hey, bitch, I don't care about the corporation. I care about the people that work for it. So how about you take 2 of these and get back to me in the morning? I'm flipping off the phone.
Wait, so let's back up a second.
Yeah.
So, no, never mind. I changed my mind. I forgot my question.
Okay, let's bring it into this. So, I'm going to give you 3 shout-outs.
Oh, wow.
In the Seattle comedy scene. Anybody you want, doesn't have to be stand-up, can be improv, can be anybody you want, but 3 people.
Oh, 3 people that are badass in Seattle?
And it's just in this moment. It's not like, these are my top 3 favorite forever. It's just like right now, top of mind.
Favorite comedians? The thing is, I mostly judge people based on their personality and, like, well, also, yeah, so, and also just so, like, for example, I don't know. I love Mitch and Mary. They're such nice
Mitch
people.
Schwab and Mary Hall.
Yep. And they put me on.
They're great producers. Like, the first time I hit Kitchen Sink, I think it was Joe Glass that told me about the Lush Bar. Did you ever go to that one? Oh my god, that was such a killer fucking mic, dude.
It was lush.
That's lush. It was very lush. That is like some of the bombs I had there. And I remember I had one performance there. It must have been my like 2nd or 3rd time there. But I remember afterwards Mitch Schwab telling me, good shit tonight, man. Damn.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was like, oh. But yeah.
My favorite moment over at Lush Bar was there was during Christmas a Christmas tree that had a bunch of dildo ornaments on it.
Yeah, a yellow Christmas tree,
but
or
like little penis ornaments. It just looked like little penises, and I'll say they were probably maybe like 3 inches or something like that. And somebody the comedian on stage, I think it was Levi, said, oh yeah, there's a bunch of small dicks on the tree. And then a couple of the audience members yell out, hey, those are average. Like, just revealing their penis sizes, and that was just a great moment.
Dude, I love Levi. I've been seeing Levi around a lot more at the mics I'm going to since I stopped going to Comedy Bar and Club Comedy so much, which I'm glad about, because you know what happens when you go to Club Comedy? You sign up for the list, and if the host doesn't like you, you don't get on the list.
Yeah.
So you waste your night. Yeah, and that sucks.
I don't really like any gatekeeping. It's just kind of a bitch-ass move.
Yeah.
I know that's going to probably make me look bad or whatever, but I don't care.
No. Yeah,
I don't go there. I was planning on trying to go back there again sometime to, like, test out my set, but also it's just, I don't know. Dude,
just ride with me down to Tacoma. They would love to have you, and they have a better stage.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to Tacoma.
Yeah, in Tacoma more. Also, I'm going to Spokane Comedy Club March 20th.
Yeah, so, I would like to, but
yeah.
I remember someone said that the list was already full.
Well, yeah, it's full, but you can still do the, like, drop-up, Lucky Bucket. Well, and this is the thing, too. In Tacoma, a lot of people don't show up for their spots. So I've heard that there are nights where they need more people in the bucket.
Yeah,
and imagine in Spokane. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be that's the boonies, bro. Like, there's got to be 1 or 2 people that had their car break down or whatever.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Damn. I forgot what we were talking about.
Your 3rd shout-out.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I think I have to obviously just mention the theater that I work at. But that's not a person. But yeah, I think it's great for comedy. Unexpected Productions at the Gum Wall. It's so obviously improv. I've taken classes there, I work there, and I feel like that's helped immensely with stand-up. You know, like I don't know if I really would even have the confidence I do without it. I mean, I guess I'd have to figure it out one way or another, but You know?
Oh, dude. Yeah, no, I do know. Shit, dude. God, I want to call people out by name, but I've talked to like, I'd probably say 5 to 10 comedians where I've tried to level with them and been like, you have to go do improv. And it's not because, like, I want you to go do this hacky beginner class. It's because if you learn that skill, dude, you would be a god. Mm-hmm. Like, you would be X Games mode. And that's what people don't understand, and why I'm so confident right now is, I think I was telling you about this, but all this 10-year experience of doing improv and shit, it's coming back to me. So by the time I'm a headliner, I've been ready. You know what I'm saying? So, like, these people that have never performed before and they go into stand-up, it's a whole different game for them. That's where it can take 10 to 15 years. But for me, oh my God, dude. Like, if someone had the balls to say, hey, Sage, it's your birthday, here's an hour and a half for you, go do a special. Do I have an hour and a half of material that I could, like, bullshit through? Yes, I do. Would it kill? Probably not. Could I improvise through it? You bet your bottom dollar, dude. I would last that whole clock.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's the best about, once you have that skill, you just go for freaking ever.
You do, and it's like with improv too, it makes you think about your jokes in such different ways. Because when I first started out, you know, my improv's rusty as fuck, right? Like set 10. You're thinking in this very linear, one-dimensional, you know, I got to replace one word, right? But now when I think about my jokes, it's just so fucking free-flowing. And all it is like, okay, let's think about a joke. Okay, this joke. Okay, what if I open this door instead? Oh, that'd be funny. Maybe I'll try opening that door, and then I'll see where it goes. Okay. And then 2, 3, 4 mics later, I think about that on stage, I do it, and then I'm like, I have a whole new joke, you know? And they're all my babies, too. So that when you take that from stand-up, where it's like, oh, yeah, all these jokes are my babies, they are. I mean, this is like, it's not a on-the-page written joke. This is a joke where it's a ball of energy that I am just fucking sorcerer. I'm a sorcerer, you know? And I'm crafting this shit together. I'm figuring it out, you know?
Yeah, improvisers need to do stand-up too, because again, just there's so many skills that, you know, cross over, and it would be you know, it's like so crazy because sometimes these really skilled improvisers are nervous or whatever, like, you know, talking to the audience, but, you know, it's just like, I feel like that's like a huge component of it is the fact that we're bringing together this room of strangers, you know what I mean? And that's how I think of stand-up too, where it's like just your scene, instead of having partners on stage with you, your partners are in the audience, you know? Oh yeah, dude. And I would love to talk to you about this too. Like, before I got into stand-up, and the reason I didn't try it for a long time was because I was, in my head, my narrative that I was playing out, I really wanted to go to Chicago and, like, do the conservatory program at Second City and, like, really big dick the shit, you know, or go do Groundlings and what's down in LA? Is that it? Groundlings and something else? There's plenty out there, but yeah, I had a hard time finding the scene over there.
Yeah, but that's what I wanted to do. And then whenever I would think about stand-up, I would be like, no, here's the thing. Stand-up is a craft. You know what I mean? Like, there are people that I respect stand-up comedians, but it felt almost disrespectful or disingenuous to try to take that on. And I viewed myself as too goofy for stand-up. Isn't that hilarious? And that thought kneecapped me for years and made me not try it. And when I think about that, what it comes down to for me is it was my pride. Right. Kind of disguised, you know? And the amount of prideful assholes there are, not just out there that don't try stand-up, but I'm talking about the comedians in the Seattle scene. There are prideful assholes that are not willing to try any new type of comedy. It's like, we are in Seattle. This is where a comedic revolution can be born out of, you know? And it's been so exciting to watch Kitchen Sink grow, the Shanghai Room. I mean, I did the door for the Shroom Room there, sold the fuck out. There were people sitting and laying on the ground. Nice. I mean, it was so fucking surreal. Bob's Comedy Jive, I'm gonna be hosting there tonight at 8:30, 2 hours away. That's punk rock. That's the comedy underground that got shut down, and now we have these other clubs that are supposed to replace that. Oh, hell no. I am happy to be born out of the fire that is Bob's, that is the Shanghai Room, that is any show going on at the Rendezvous. I mean, every mic that goes on at the Rendezvous, those, you cannot miss those, you know, because Kitchen Sink, that's a variety show. So it's not just stand-up, but you can break the binary of comedy. You can explore these voices, characters, I mean, sketches, slideshows, all sorts of shit. If you want to do a whole comedy special on the trumpet, you know, you want to build out a full hour, come to Kitchen Sink for the next 22 weeks, okay? And work it 5 minutes by 5 minutes. You can do that. That's the room you can do that in. What else is there? There's Cheat Day, which is today, which, by the way, I think I'm going to probably have to pass, go to Bob's. But Cheat Day is like where you go up and you riff off of prompts on the screen. So it's improvisation, right? I mean, that, and people, God damn it, I'm getting mad, Nicole. There are people that laugh at these prompts, or they're scared of it, you know? They're like, oh, I could never do that. Well, let me tell you what, motherfucker, if you want to do comedy, you better do it right now, because there are people like me and Nicole out there, and we are not going to slow down. We want people to come along with us and experience this and get better and become dynamic as comedians. But if you're not going to do that, or fear's going to prevent you, or, you know, you're jaded at that, you think it's too goofy, go fuck yourself, respectfully, and we'll see you in the rear view mirror, you know?
For the record, I didn't agree to that statement, but he's right. No, but I don't think you gotta go fuck yourself, but you can.
Respectfully, though. I'm all about fucking yourself. Do you know how much I masturbate?
You should make yourself happy, you know?
Yes.
I don't want to hear about your cock ring masturbation.
Sorry.
But, yeah, dude, never mind. We already started talking about cock ring. What was the last? What were we talking about?
We were talking about favorite comedian shout-outs, Seattle scene. Oh, underground.
This keeps happening because I'm like not there mentally, so I keep being like, oh, I have something to say, and then I'm like, oh, lost it.
Oh shit. Okay, let me keep riffing a little bit on the Rendezvous then.
So you're talking about, yeah.
Oh, improv. We were talking about improv. Here's another improv versus stand-up question I have for you. For me, in my experience, like, improv felt so much harder to connect with people and break through. It felt a lot more charged emotionally. Like, people have these much more potent characters, I suppose. So I never felt like I could break in. Like, anytime I'd go to Unexpected on a Wednesday, I would leave that so sad, feeling so disconnected, you know?
That's sad.
It is sad, but I ended up going into stand-up, and in stand-up for me, it's much more different, because you can go as long as you have the balls to go sign up, you know, on this list, you're going up, you know? Yeah. There's something very empowering about that, and then once you learn the social networking aspect of it, you learn how to connect with people, you meet them, you deal with the veteran comics that you find break down their wall where they're not a dick, because I'm not going to name any names, but there are veteran comics all around the Seattle scene that if you are, I'd say 6 months or under, or if you are bombing for a year maybe, they will not treat you with any level of respect. You will bomb, you'll go off stage, you'll try to give them a fist bump, and they will look at you in your eyes and not give you that fist bump.
That's so petty.
Yep.
I can't stand that shit, dude.
Oh, dude, it's
like, what's there? It's like not that big of a deal.
It's not that big of a deal, and this is the other funny part, is as I become more confident in my voice, it's just one of those things where it's like, I know I'll never be doing that, and it's so easy not to do that, you know?
Just treat people well. But some people are like, I don't know if they necessarily are malicious. I think some people are just assholes, but also some people are just like weird, you know? Like, I think a lot of people just don't know how to act, or like,
no, there's I'll name one guy.
Even kind of goofy or something.
I'll name one guy, and I think he'll be fine if I name drop him. Blake Kiltoff. I mean, this guy, when I started, it was like, so I did like 1 or 2 mics before the pandemic in like February, and I think one of them was at Tony V's and Blake was hosting, and he mentioned something about he was diabetic earlier in the set, and I just glued onto that, you know, being scared. I hadn't written any jokes. I went up there and I was like, yeah, shout out to Blake. I mean, he's diabetic, so am I. I also have an insulin pump. And then he's just like, cool. And everyone else was staring at me like, okay, tell jokes. And I was like, oh, shit. I have nothing, you know? And I think I bombed. I had some stupid joke about Christmas and how Santa Claus is an asshole, you know?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I mean, he probably treats his worker elves like like Jeff Bezos treats his Amazon workers, you know?
Yeah, making them pee in a bottle.
Yeah.
And then drinking it.
Well, and if you think about it, geographically speaking, right? I mean, it's in the North Pole. What do they eat? The only thing I can fucking think of is reindeer meat, you know? Mm-hmm. So they're eating their own kind. And Rudolph. I mean, come on. Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, that's a brown nose. He's always leading the fucking pack.
Yeah, kiss ass.
Kiss ass, dude.
I remember now what I was going to say.
Yes.
Because you were talking about don't wait or else you can go fuck yourself. Which I changed my mind. I fully agree with that. But yeah, I when I first started stand-up, so I got the Comedy Bible and I started writing, and I didn't do a mic for like at least 5 years or something, and it kind of, like, that book kind of killed my sense of humor, or like, I guess it just made me aware of why I was laughing at certain things and stuff like that, so it was a big mental change. But after doing so many mics now, you know, because I was waiting until I was ready. I didn't think my stuff was funny or whatever.
Yeah.
But I wish I would have known that doesn't even matter, you know? Like, your writing is going to take a lot of years to develop anyways, so just fucking talk, you know?
Yeah, literally. And I've had this conversation with so many people. I think the first person I said this to, and I was just riffing, making analogies, but it just worked so good, is Daryl Bivens. Daryl Bivens, he's one of my rocks. Mickey Milton and Daryl Bivens, those are my two.
Are these locals or famous?
These are locals. They're both from Tacoma.
Okay.
Goofy, whimsical, very funny. Very funny. But I was telling him, like... here's another person I was fucking talking to. Yeah, fuck both those people. We'll talk about them later. You know Doris.
Fuck him with a cock ring.
Yeah, with a cock ring. You know Doris?
Yeah.
Doris was talking to me one night and was like, how the fuck are you getting all these podcasts up so fast? I've had this idea for a long time. Doris laughs. I got to do this. And I was like, Doris, I started out and I was like, Doris, here's what I do. I take a comedian that I want to talk to. We go sit in my Impreza for maybe an hour, you know, and we riff on my voice memos on my cell phone that I've washed 3 fucking times. It's an iPhone SE. You know, it runs slow. So I told Doris.
Put it in a washer?
It was in my pocket in my pants, and I've washed this motherfucker 3 times. I'm getting a new phone for my birthday, so God bless. And I told Doris this, and I was like, Doris, there are so many people in this scene that get caught up in the production value. They want to make sure it's a quality product. Fuck your quality product, dude. This is the deal. People are so focused on the goose. They're like, I need to get a goose. I need to make myself into a goose that lays these golden eggs every time.
Right. When
the reality is, we are all the same goose, and once in a while, we all lay a golden egg. How many eggs are you willing to lay? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to start.
You have to get it out.
The good one will come out.
And here's the thing, dude.
You got to clear the tracks.
It's such a beautiful thing too, because I was talking to Doris after she uploaded the first couple episodes of Doris Laughs.
Go diarrhea.
Go diarrhea. But I was like, Doris, do you feel like since you started this, you've become a better editor? Do you think you're a little bit better at making those videos? And she's like, dude, yeah. And I'm like, do you get it now? Do you get it? Like, do you know the rapper JPEG Mafia?
No.
Okay, he's a famous rapper, very underground, but he talks about this all the time. He never signed with any huge record label, never worked with any major producers.
Yeah.
He taught himself all that shit when he was in the Air Force. And he was abroad. He didn't believe in the war. He knew it was whack as shit, but he was in the studio learning how to make beats, like in 2012. Well, if you learned in 2012, why the fuck wouldn't you be a wizard right now? You hear what I'm saying? Like, you gotta you have to start thinking about comedy if you're taking it seriously in like 10-year periods. That's been so powerful because it takes the pressure off the moment. If you go bomb, who gives a shit, dude? You're in this for 10 years, you know? I'm
really interested. So yeah, I see myself doing it for forever, really. But so I've never heard someone say, like, refer to having like a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan with comedy. So like, what does that look like?
For me?
Yeah, or just we could brainstorm.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you. I mean, I told myself, like, shit, dude. I think what I told myself early on is I want to work hard for a year, and then I'll become like a feature comic in Seattle. Thinking about someone like someone that inspired me early on is Ryle Smith. I mean, where he is that's where I was kind of like hoping to get to, because he's a guy that goes up there, does his thing, but he also hosts mics around. Like, he hosts Off the Top. I'm pretty sure he gets headlines at different venues.
Dude, he uses a cock ring.
That's a dude that definitely knows what a cock ring is, for sure. But that's where I was when I stepped into stand-up. And then it's one of those things. It took a while, but like 60 sets. I keep saying this, but like by set 60 of the new year, right? So we're talking like late January maybe for me. I kind of started to realize that thing of like, oh fuck, I feel the echoes of my improv coming back. I feel the confidence, the leadership. I was theater sports team leader in high school. Oh fuck. Oh shit, the warm hands, treating people like human beings. Here we go. I remember how to do it, you know. I remember how to handle conflict, all this. When I started to realize that, I was like, oh fuck. I started to get really overwhelmed, and I was in my mania at this point, thinking about, in 10 years, I know I'm going to make it. You know, like, not even in like this delusional way, but just like how hard I'm working right now. It's so easy to me. I breathe this. I'm not going to stop. Like, I think I'm going to go this hard. Like, do you know who Casey Neistat is?
No.
Ever heard that name? He's a YouTube vlogger, but he got famous because he made a vlog in NYC every day for like 2 or 3 years. I kind of am looking at that the same way with comedy. But
professional comedians give that advice, so I don't see why not. You know, like I can't remember who said that specifically, but they're just like, the only difference between a comedian that's good or bad at it is whether or not you just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it pays off, you know, following these people's advice.
Yeah, and I mean, 10 years out, dude, what I'm envisioning is I want to be like, at this point, like in this moment, 10 years out, fuck, bro, that gives me goosebumps. Because I think that I'm going to have probably at least 50,000 like followers by that point. 10 years, you know? I'll have my own podcast. This is just daydreamy, and I haven't even talked to Mickey about this, but we're starting a comedy collective, and we're gonna launch it at the end of August. But with that, we're gonna be producing our own shows. So, you know, there are shows like Queers to the Front. There are shows like the roast battles. There's shows like the Dope Show. We have so many influences. Yeah. You know, where we've been able to participate in these, experience them as an open micer, and then be like, hey, I love this part about it. I don't like this part about it. You know what I mean? And we're going to do our own way of this. And the part that kills... Have you listened to the podcast with me and Mickey yet?
No.
Okay. You should. But we met 2 weeks ago. We're both theater kids that come from improv backgrounds. And, like, I can't even tell you, like, the connection we have. Like, this person's going to be my best friend. And the way that you and Tyler are dodgy winkers, you know? This is my dodgy winker.
Yeah.
You know? And you're talking long game. I'm thinking at 10 years out, I'm going to be touring, you know? I'm going to be able to go tour and do whatever the fuck I want to do. And by this time, I will have already toured internationally. I'm talking Europe, Spain. At this point, 10 years out, I envision myself touring wherever the fuck I want, all 50 states, with Mickey in a duo show where we do stand-up, we do improv. No, I don't know what, but we're going to come up with something cool. And not only that, but when we go to these different states as we're touring, by that point, we'll know people. We'll know who we want to perform with, and we can do whatever the fuck we want. Kill Tony, we're make our own Kill Tony. I love Kill Tony. I have no idea how we're going to make that better, but we'll do it. And then, I mean, beyond that too, like 10 years out, I mean, if you want to talk the more meaningful side of it, do you know who Chris Hedges is?
No.
His voice. So he used to be the Middle Eastern bureau chief for the New York Times during the height of like the Iraq War in the Middle East. He's a man of integrity, and he reports on Gaza and all this. He wrote a book called Caged that's about how he taught in prisons, and he taught them about theater. And it was really rough at first, but he got these incarcerated people to write about real shit that happened to them and write real plays. And it talks about like vulnerability and how important that is in humanity. And by the end of it, they created a piece, you know, that was all their stories aligned together, and they did a staged reading in front of Cornel West, if you know that name. He's like He was a candidate for the Green Party, but he's an amazing guy, progressive, working class values, doesn't fall for any of that liberal identity politics bullshit, but sees people for human beings. But that right there, I've had the far out there thought that I would like email Chris Hedges, reach out to him and be like, hey man, like I read this book, this was so meaningful to me. I'm a stand-up comedian that's been working so hard for the past 10 years, and it would mean the world to me if I could come with you and like teach these incarcerated people about stand-up comedy, and just like,
oh, that's a good idea,
as
teaching
a way
incarcerated people stand-up
as a way of like release, because dude, I thought about it. It's like if I ever went to prison, that's what I'd do.
Hell yeah.
Are you kidding me? And like that's meaningful, like to me. Like I don't want to tour. You will never catch me touring at any university ever. I don't ever want to perform for colleges, and it's not because I hate college kids. It's because I hate the college institutions.
Like the way that
how sanitized they are. Oh yeah, all that shit. No, thank you. You'll catch me more at the dive bars, the barns, at the prisons. I mean, if I could just do this thing where I tour around American prisons and I teach them about stand-up comedy, and I'm able to like, it runs so much deeper than that, man, because that's 10 years out. Yeah. If I do that in 10 years, what about in 30 years when they're out of prison and they need a spot? Mm-hmm. And I own 3 to 4 clubs in major cities.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you got someone like comes up to me and says, hey Sage, we've been friends for a long time. Comedy business has a revolving door. You should give me a spot and I'll give you a spot. You know what I'm going to say to them? Fuck you. Jerry from prison's getting a spot, because he's honest and he's vulnerable. Mm-hmm. He's honest with himself. You know, he looked into the fire and he looked at his own mistakes and actually had some reflection and introspection. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not a shallow guy. He gets a spot. That's what I'm in it for.
Oh, you reminded me, do you want to hear about a cool mic I'm going to put on?
Yeah, dude. I'm
going to put on a mic in the summer that's outdoors in one of those, like, outdoor auditoriums. And it's going to carry the spirit of my old mic. So it's going to be, well, it's just my spirit. It's going to be a little bit rough, and it's going to be fun and loud. But so basically, no censorship, but the audience is allowed to boo you if they want to, and also...
Oh, is it like the Chieftain, kind of?
I don't know. And then I'm gonna have a little bucket of just like plush tomatoes, and people can throw tomatoes at you if they feel like it.
Stop.
And it's just gonna be like a primitive sort of outdoor stand-up show. And we won't use a mic. You just got to use your voice.
Dude, that is...
And plus, in the public, it'll be awesome because, you know, people are walking by.
Dude, we should do some shit like that, like at Westlake Center or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, people would be running by.
Oh my gosh, I've been wanting to do that. Just do it in the streets, but just because it sounds like a funny idea to me, but I think that it most likely society would hate it.
Do you know Katie Naylor?
No.
So she runs Edison City Pub Mic on Sundays. I think it's 7. But she has this boombox thing, and have you seen these before? These like portable mics where they have Bluetooth speakers. Mm-hmm. Anytime I see one of those, red flag for me. I'm like, God damn it, man. So when I walked in there and I saw Katie Naylor with this thing, I'm like, Katie, how could you do this to me? Like, I'm coming to a new mic, and then you got this shitty microphone. How dare you? And then she starts talking into the mic.
Very classist of you.
Very classist of me. Yeah, you know me. I roll with the Wall Street bros. But
surprisingly, this guy's white, if you don't know. And surprisingly, I've never gotten a vibe of racism from you.
Never? You don't think I'm racist?
No.
Well, did you know that I am actually a clout-chasing misogynist that gets off in endangering women?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to take accountability for that shit.
Thing.
And I'm going to be patient on it. But goddamn it hurts, man. It hurts to be a misogynistic fuck. I don't want to hurt women or endanger them. I promise I don't get off on that. Now, on the clout chasing bit, there's a little bit of gravitas there. There might be, I don't know, maybe I have some more soul searching to do there. But the endangering women part, I mean, that is repugnant. How could I do that?
Did you do that?
Apparently.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, no, you do not want to know. Could you? But me, no, I am a misogynist. Sage Cameron is a misogynist.
I mean, I don't know what you're like to date. I think I don't have much faith in any straight guy, but
I'm not straight.
You date girls, though.
Yeah. I'll put it this way. I'm sober now. I would still kiss a man.
That's nice.
Yeah. And I have
Tongue
kissed
first?
I have kissed a man, actually, on stage, in fact.
Have you kissed?
Joe Ekstrom, if you're listening, you little fucking dude. So I told him about this bit idea. It was I double dipped. I think it was Bad Bar, then Queers to the Front. In a Bad Bar, I tried out this bit where it was like, yeah, man, it's the new year. I want to kiss a man this year. You know, so if there's anybody out there, that was really cool. Let me know. And then after my set, Joe was like, dude, I should run up there and kiss you. And I'm like, yeah, you would never. And then I do the bit at Comedy Bar. I'm like, anybody out there want to kiss me? And he runs up and kisses me.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, he gets off. And then I do my bit. I go out of it. I wish, in retrospect, I should have played it up more. Like, if I was as confident as I am right now when that happened, you know? But,
did you acknowledge it at all?
I did. I was like, wow, guys, I just kissed a man. Wow, I'm kind of rocking a half chub right now. Like, I know. And then when I get off stage, I go to sit down, and Joe's there just giggling like a little schoolgirl, man. He broke his own masculinity. You know, his masculine ego was just gone. And he's like giggling. I'm like, Joe, are you okay? And he's like, yeah. Did that mean anything to you? And I'm like, Joe, holy shit, bro. No, it didn't. I'm sorry.
Didn't
like,
mean something to you.
Yeah. Like this bro got lost in the sauce for a minute there. But here's the thing though that I appreciate about Joe Ekstrom. This is gonna be funny. He knows what it means to be queer. And what I mean by that, whoa, pump the brakes, Sage.
Ex-cum.
No, what I mean by that is he's not queer, but like for him to do that, that's a queer thing. And because what queer means is it means being honest and introspective with yourself and, live in your truth.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's what queer means to me. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean being transgender. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean being gay. Like, I will acknowledge intersectionality, of course. But being queer to me, it's all about truth and honesty. Mm-hmm. So that's why I got a problem with like the whole Seattle narrative scene going on, because it really does feel like a bunch of white club owners are just kind of coattailing and queer coding when they aren't really acknowledging what it means to be queer or what queer really means, which is being honest with yourself and being introspective and having tough conversations. And I think that's why there's a lot of people in the world that hate queer people, because they can't look at themselves, you know, like the classic conservative guy that's closeted and jacks off to transgender porn.
Most people that are homophobic, they say are gay.
Yeah, like seriously,
like there's like studies on it and shit.
Yeah, so I don't know, that's kind of my bread and butter take.
Well, you know what your story made me think? They should make hats for penises. He's wearing a cap. What's it called? What do you call it? A baseball hat.
This would be called this would be a snapback.
Snapback. Mm-hmm. And it says golf. Is it for Tyler, the Creator?
It is. Sick. It's green. It's corduroy. He's
the shit.
So is my cock ring.
Oh, shit.
A green corduroy cock ring. Can you imagine?
I can't imagine that.
That'd be funny. Okay, let me close it out with my three shout-outs. Okay. Number 1. Whose hoodie am I wearing right now?
Robbie Schroeder.
That dude is I love him. I think the first time I saw him, he was in his prop comic era or phase, you know? And I was like, this dude is so hacky. What the fuck? And I didn't like it at all. And then he was opening at Casey Judson's Comics Who Should Be Dead. And he's just riffing for like a half hour. And then I went on like a YouTube binge where I just consumed all his shit. And he has one clip where he's at 4B's. And he says, I want to bring back purple. I want to bring back colors. And then he pronounces, he's like, I want to bring back chrysanthemum. Man. It's just how he phonetically says that. Yeah. Like, that lived when I was at the inpatient facility, you know. Like, just little jokes like that were what kept me going. And I'm going to speak this out into the universe. I've spoken this out to a few comics, but I'm very conscious about wearing the Robbie Schroeder hoodie during my sets, and that's meaningful to me. I know I've seen the roots he comes from in terms of like the 100 sets video with Mike Mazzoliti or whatever.
I don't know what this is.
You don't know what this is? Back in 2013, 2014, a local comic made like a vlog channel and views the scene. And it's just running mics just like we're doing, you know, but videoing it. Robbie's in those videos. He knew Hans Kim. He knew like all these people. Like, and just like now that I understand the full scope of what the comedy scene is, this dude can't get a headline. Are you kidding me?
Oh, he's funny. I like all of his art. We did a few shows together called Descent into Madness that Mitch and Mary put us on, and it's all like surreal, absurdist humor. So that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I totally just kneecapped that. I forgot about that. I wish I could have been there. I was booked for a mic or something that night.
Oh, you want to hear about when I had him feature at my mic?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a very short story, but so this comedian just has a surreal sense of humor, stand-up, and
is that like the box you would put him in? Like if you had to put him in a box, it would be like surrealist.
I think it's just an easy way to put it. I think just because of that show, I'm calling it that. But I think that's what it is. Yeah, because stream of consciousness. But anyway, so I had him feature at a mic that I was putting on that was in this really sort of rough bar, if you want to put it that way.
Do you want to call the name out of the venue?
No.
Okay.
But it was so funny because he's just these are all very sort of, I would say, I don't know, normal people. So like,
how many people are in the room?
There's about 30 people of color that are between 30 to 60.
Oh my God.
Working.
And Robbie's doing it?
Working people. And
this is
very,
juicy.
very like, just normal people.
Like working class people. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so, but also just not like Robbie's like weird and artsy. Like these are just normal fucking people. I mean, I don't know how many of them are artists or whatever, but anyways, so all that happens is Robbie starts doing his set, and this one woman really the room's quiet, pretty quiet, and this one woman, you hear her just say, "What the fuck?" I loved that moment.
Oh yeah, you want to talk 10 years out? I want to tour with Robbie. Another person I'll shout out, just because we're talking that tour and stuff, Quinn Fitzgerald. I mean, can you imagine? Like, this is Pisces season. It's my birthday, pipe dream. But like, just touring Chicago with fucking Quinn Fitzgerald and then Robbie. Like, what the fuck? Like that is such a whirlwind. Like, and it's so dynamic. Like that, a duo like that. And then, third person I'll shout out, and I'm happy to do this, PJ. PJ, I love that man.
I really enjoy him also.
Yeah, I
haven't seen him at a mic in a long time, but yeah, I like his humor, and he's a nice person. Yeah.
He's someone, too, that when I first came into the scene, he seemed very volatile. I didn't know how to deal with him on a personal basis, so I just steered clear. But I would watch him perform at, like, the Shanghai Room, 4Bs, those sorts of spots, and he would fucking murder and kill me every time, just because. And it's not like this dude has set up punch. He is not a traditional comic. He breaks the dynamic, and he said before, I watch his podcast now, so I kind of know him better than he knows me, but he's so vulnerable and honest, and he just goes up there and talks about what is on his mind. And a lot of people,
that's what makes him cool.
Yeah,
I've seen him really have a couple of, I've seen him do like magical sets. Like, how sometimes either stand-up or improv, there can just be a set where just it's actually magic. Like, everyone in the room is like so engaged and enjoying every moment of it, and it feels like really like meaningful, like you all got somewhere together. Those are so rare when you actually have like that good of a set. But yeah, I seen him do that one time. It was nice.
Can I tell you the first time I saw PJ? This is before I started stand-up. I was working at an internship at Chase Bank, and I was in this program called Year Up. Have you heard of that before? No. They teach you like a hard skill. It's a 3-month program where they're training you, then 3 months of internship with a corporation using that said skill. So what I was in was customer success. And then at the last minute, they kind of pulled the rug under, and they're like, "Hey, it's banking." And I'm like, "Oh, great. Well, I guess I can go in and change the whole banking sphere. That's fine. I couldn't. But anyways, in that, I met a lot of really good people. I'm going to shout him out, Joshua Bonner. He's an African-American man that I met in this. He has a son. He lives with his parents. So he's a single father, and we would be meeting every day during this training. And then once we both went into our internships, I'm at Belltown. He's at some other place in Seattle. I don't know where. We kind of like lost contact a little bit, but we would still be talking, send each other voice memos. One night I said, hey, let's go to an open mic. Let's go watch some comedy. Because at this point I knew that I wasn't going to be in banking. I knew I was going to go into comedy of some sort, and I just wanted to surround myself in that. So we went to Laughs. And when my buddy gets there, I didn't find out till later in the night, but he had been drinking before I got there. He's not doing good, So when we're at Laughs, we're sitting kind of towards the back. He's drunk as shit. I'm sober, but I'm depressed.
Yeah.
I'm just there, like, trying to have a good time.
Oh my gosh, I just thought of you crying with a cock ring in your hand.
Pretty much, yeah. That captures the moment perfectly. But what happens is, I'm not going to say any names besides PJ's, just out of respect for the night. But a local headlining comedian is there working out some jokes, and she has a joke to the tune of like, yeah, I know people think I'm hot, but I'm really not that pretty, And my buddy, being drunk as shit, and never being to a stand-up show, he doesn't understand the etiquette. He just says, I see you, you're beautiful. I see you, you're beautiful, ma'am. You're not
That's nice.
Pretty. Yeah. But hold on. She goes, wow, I'm thrown off on my joke now. And then he kind of keeps going. And I'm like, like holding him on his thigh. I'm like, dude, reel it in, He does. The next comic goes up. Another local headlining comedian. I've never met this comedian. This is the only time I've ever seen this comedian perform. From this experience, I got a sour taste in my mouth. He goes in there and he's like, I love how people think they can catcall women. And he just goes on this like 3-minute tirade roasting my friend. And my friend there, he's smiling. I can't tell if he's about to go up and jump him or what. So I'm just holding his thigh. I'm like, hold it together, man. Just take it. That's all. That's what you got to do here. He takes it. And then PJ goes up. And PJ is like, holy fucking shit, bro. What is going on in this room? There are some depressed motherfuckers. I see you. I love you guys. And me and my buddy just instantly, we're back in. We're alive. We're watching him. Yeah. And he goes in, and I mean, I won't say that he kills, but I'll say he had the best set of the night. He got the audience to come alive a little bit. Yeah.
I've got something else to say about PJ. Without knowing for sure, I know for sure that he has a cock ring.
I think that's a safe bet. Yeah. But he, yeah, and dude, I don't think I even said anything to PJ after that. I just remember he was in his funky fucking hat, and I was like, whoa. Like, who is this guy? And he sat on the stool. And I remember on the ride home, just talking to my buddy Josh, and he was like not in a good place. Neither was I, man. We were both so depressed. I was honest with him too, because you know me, I care about imperialism, capitalism. I'm working for a banking corporation that's fucking people over every day. Their CEO is literally intertwined with Jeffrey Epstein. Ew. Yet I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Oh my God.
So that's the place I was in.
Dumb.
Yeah. But he's like, man, I just don't understand why I got roasted so hard. Like, I was just trying to be nice, and I was like, dude, you did nothing wrong. Just like, you didn't know.
The comedian fucked up because you're supposed to make the audience happy, not upset.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is too, after he like did this whole bit on like catcalling, he tried to go into his material, bombed like a motherfucker through it. And I've done it too, where there's this thing that happens where you'll want to talk about something, and you're passionate about it. You have a message to convey, but you're too emotionally charged about it. The wound isn't healed. You're talking about an open wound. You're not talking about a scar.
I never talk about those.
Yeah.
Open wounds.
Well, and he did that night. I do all the time. I fuck up any bomb I ever had.
Oh, like not on stage, I mean. Well, sometimes, no, not really. I won't talk about that shit, really.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, but, Yeah, he bombed like a motherfucker, but I was telling my buddy in the car, like, you did nothing wrong. And then after we kind of settled the dust there and he was fine with that, he just was like, yeah, man, I'm just not doing good. Like, I got to get it together, you know, and all that. And I'm like, yeah, man, but listen, even on our worst nights, like, you're drunk as fuck right now. You have me right here, bro. Yeah. I'm right here with you. And you know who else had you? That bald motherfucker with the cap that acknowledged where we were. And then we talked for probably 45 minutes about how there's hope in the world. Yeah. You know, and there are people that struggle and can still come back. This draconian thought that's like, hey, you said a bad word, you're out. That is not the reality of the entire world.
What's an example of a bad word?
Retarded.
Oh, okay. How about faggot?
That's another one you can't say on stage. And you know what? I come from a queer household. My mom's a social worker that works with trans people. I don't look down on you for saying either of those words. I have an autistic sibling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that it's a word. And I understand that it's used as a playing chip to not acknowledge what it really means to be queer, but to queer code, you know? That's all the time I got, though. I got to get going to Bob's.
Oh, really? The last name?
Huh?
You already did a lot of name drops.
Last name for who?
You were doing shout-outs to...
Oh yeah, one more shout-out. Okay, so we got, that was PJ was the third.
Oh, okay,
because it was Robbie, Quinn, and PJ.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and get this. Guys, I know that was, like, very misogynistic of me. I hate women. I just want to state that for the record. I hate all women, and that's why I said those three names. It's because I'm trying to endanger women. It's not because those were the three minds on the top of my head, and I have genuine love for these people. It's because I hate women. So that's just what I want to leave it at.
Yeah, I'm a woman, and I feel very uncomfortable.
You do? Okay, well, I want to take accountability for your uncomfortability, and say that's not my intention, and I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking if you can't tell.
Oh, you're being sardonic?
Yeah.
You're deeply mocking it. Okay.
Yeah.
I love people that are sardonic. Okay, thank you for coming on, Nicole. Where can people find you? And do you have any upcoming, like, gigs or that mic you were talking about? When's that coming out?
That's going to be in the summer. I don't have an official start date yet or location, but you'll hear about it. And you can see me do improv every Wednesday at Unexpected Production, almost every Wednesday. I'm in the last Thursday of every month. We have a show called Mucho Improv, and it's Spanglish.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm in that one. And
where's that at? Is
that one's at Unexpected Productions as well.
It is? Oh, okay. Did you guys do that at the Jules Mays for a while?
We do still do shows at Jules May the last Tuesday of every month. And I get to be in those ones a lot. The show I mentioned earlier, Descent into Madness, is going to be a lot more times this year at the Hereafter, the side stage of the Crocodile. So surreal, absurdist humor stand-up show. And
Awesome. Yeah, Descent into Madness. What's the date for that one?
Oh, the next one...
And what day of the week, maybe?
I know it's on a Tuesday always. I can't recall the date. But the Hereafter...
Here's the thing with Tuesdays. Tuesdays is Nate Jackson's.
Oh, dang.
And, Nate Jackson just started doing this thing on Tuesdays where 7 p.m. Tuesdays sign-ups. Yeah. You come in, the best set of the night gets $50. Now, I don't know Nate Jackson. I've never met dude. But that's how you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you make money off these open mics in any way and you can scramble together $50, you don't pocket that. You put that back to the house and watch it draw people in. You know, like, shit, dude.
I've seen on the internet that in Europe people get paid to do open mics.
What?
I know.
No. Which countries in Europe?
I don't know. England or something.
England? Are you serious?
Some shit.
The fuck? Okay. Oh, man. I just remembered someone that I should have shouted out. I'll do it next episode.
Yeah.
I'll do it next episode.
When we're in England.
When we're in England. Okay. Thank you, Nicole. We'll definitely have you back on.
Thank you.
All right, bye, everybody.
Birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, it's my birthday. I'm a Pisces. What are you?
Water sign, Cancer.
You're a Cancer? Okay, that makes a lot of sense why we're friends. And what? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, see you guys next time. That was really cool. I just had to get that out before we... Sorry. Okay, so it's 2024. It's February. I am a pansexual man. Yeah, thank you. One of my New Year's resolutions, though, is I want to kiss a man this year. So if there's any men in the crowd that want to like kiss me, you know, either this very moment, if you feel compelled, or is there any man out there? Okay, we'll move on. Next joke.
He's coming. He's
I had a buddy
coming.
that was like, if you do this joke, I'll come up and kiss you. And there's no one out in the crowd that's like running up to kiss me. Oh my God, Joe! Wow. Is that on camera? Oh my God. Oh, you got it right there. Holy shit.
I got it.
Okay, well, I got a half chub right now. I'm rocking a half chub for sure. Wow, yeah, I've never been with a man. I've cuddled with one before.